Are there any kills you regret?
No, not at all.
Chris Kyle is truly an American hero due to his ability to perform his job at the highest level, giving us the freedom to live peacefully in a safe community such as South Riding. He did what he needed to do to get his job done, even if the job wasn't always pretty. Because in the end, what is really important is the safety of Americans, which Chris Kyle worked hard to defend.
What is a hero? A hero is someone who has the courage to put their life on the line for their country.
A hero is someone that puts someone else's life over their own and will do anything to protect those people.
You. So as a, I served 30 years in the military, and as a military vet, I can relate to soldiers like Chris Kyle, who sacrificed a lot for the freedoms of others. I have no doubt that his actions in Iraq saved a lot of lives, civilians and other military. And I also have no doubt that the actions that Chris Kyle took in Iraq saved the lives of friends of mine. I have a lot of friends that served in Iraq and Afghanistan. He served honorably, without prejudice, and he was very good at his trade. He was the best at his trade. That rubs a lot of people wrong because his trade was being a sniper and killing people. But I think the countless lives that he saved, even after he separated from the military, he worked a lot with soldiers that were returning from Afghanistan and Iraq that were suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. And in my mind, I think that's what just justifies Chris Kyle as a hero.
Thanks to Chris Kyle and all the soldiers who fight for us day in and day out, civilians across America can walk peacefully down the streets of their neighborhoods knowing they are protected at all times. It's not always easy to realize that our freedom comes from the sacrifices of others, but it is necessary to ensure our security for both now and the future.
So the question is all that Chris Kyle did in his 4 tours morally right or not? Chris Kyle had a moral obligation to do his duty and do his job. Unfortunately, this involved killing others. As harsh as it sounds, everything he did in his 4 tours was justified due to the fact that he was killing to protect. It was either the enemy dies or our own American soldiers do.
Do I feel what Chris Kyle did was morally wrong? No, I feel like what he did was in defense of our beautiful nation, and I would support anyone who makes the decision to do that, who puts their nation before themselves.
Was everything Chris Kyle did morally just? I think what Chris Kyle did was alright because his goal was not to kill as many as he could, but to save as many of his own people.
Each person has the right not to be killed, and I do believe that. I believe that every person has the right not to be killed. You also need to understand that people forfeit that right to not be killed by violating the rights of other people, and I believe that's what enemy combatants did. I believe killing people that are killing civilians and other Americans morally justified in war. In war, in doctrine, what they teach us in the military is that killing people in war is morally just. Chris Kyle killed combatants and terrorists. He wasn't killing civilian people. He was killing people that were killing Americans and other civilians. He targeted legitimate targets. He killed legitimate targets, not seeking revenge, killed people in defense of our country, and I think that makes it morally just what he did in war.
Chris Kyle was obviously very lethal for us Americans, yet he was just as detrimental to our enemies. Therefore, it raises the argument of whether he was just a murderer, because in the eyes of our enemies, they could very possibly see it that way. So the issue at hand is Chris Kyle a murderer or a hero, or some combination of the two?
Do I think Chris Kyle is a murderer or a hero? I absolutely think he's a murderer.
Do you believe Chris Kyle is a hero or a murderer?
To me,
my views on Chris Kyle is that he heroically murdered people in the eyes of the Americans because his actions, his shots saved the lives of many of his friends and soldiers and family members of people back home. But in the eyes of the people in the country that he was shooting, he was doing a bad thing. He was an evil murderer, not a heroic murderer. And also the enemy sniper in the movie, the one that was trying to kill him, was there, Chris Kyle. He shot our soldiers, but we saw him as a bad guy, but they might have seen him as a good guy. So I think Chris Kyle was a hero and a murderer because he was killing people, which is murdering them, but also he did a good thing for our country.
Was Chris Kyle a murderer? Many could argue that he was. Yet, to an extent, that was his job. He needed to kill certain people to protect our own guys, our own Americans, and to protect Americans here at home.
Was Chris Kyle a hero or a murderer? I think Chris Kyle was definitely a hero. I mean, there aren't very many people that will put their lives behind that many other people. Like, of course, he did kill a lot of people, but he did it for the right reasons, to defend America and the people that he knows and people that he doesn't even know. He put his life before people he doesn't even know, so he's a hero.
Chris Kyle is hands down absolutely a hero. He did things that are unimaginable out of love for his country. He did things that most people couldn't do or even fathom because he loved his country that much, and he killed so many other people just to defend his own fellow countrymen and everyone at home.
He did his
He's
job.
absolutely.
He served 4 tours in Iraq, saved hundreds of lives. You know, I believe that we all sleep safe at night. You know, we live here in Northern Virginia in our big houses and drive our fancy cars. We do this under the freedoms that soldiers like Chris Kyle provided for us. I think personally that we owe all the soldiers like Chris Kyle that protected our freedoms, many thanks for that. So in my mind, he's a hero.